They took their hand off the glass and they said the glass just shattered, right? And they were so scared.
It shattered?
It shattered.
In front of them.
Hey guys, welcome to Paranormal SNACK-tivity, where my friend Josh Suguitan and me, Janelle, will be eating Filipino snacks and telling you paranormal stories. Tell us about yourself, Josh. Who are you?
I'm a videographer, video editor, photographer. I make content for a company and for my clients. And whenever you need something shot, recorded, or just something on the road for your show, I'm usually the guy they talk to.
Yeah, you only tour with like really big people. You just didn't mention that piece. He works with stars, everybody. I feel honored to have him on my show. Thanks for being here, Josh.
Thanks for having me. My scary story happened a while back. I think I was still in high school or just ended high school. And one of my neighbors had left. And I was reaching out to her, just catching up. And it's at night. I'm at home. In my bed, I'm sitting with my back facing up towards the ceiling. My window's open, I have street lights shining into my window. And as we're talking, I notice this black triangle in the corner, like where the walls meet the ceiling. In that corner, perfect black triangle. Is that a triangle? Like listening to what Amanda's saying, but at the same time, I'm like, what is that? I'm testing out to see if the light coming into my room like changes when I'm like changing my direction or my perception.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, what if it was just something from outside, right?
It was not a reflection. It was perfectly black and still in the triangle shape in the corner. Amanda, hold on 1 second. I sit myself up and I get kind of bring my head closer to it, and then it shifts into the wall.
Ooh.
Disappears like really fast, and then I never see it ever again.
What do you think it was?
I don't know. I can't explain it. Like I've told my girlfriend about this story. She looked it up and she found shadow people. I've talked to another friend that I used to work with, and his was interesting. He said maybe you were being monitored.
Like
which I don't see by who? I don't know, but like that was a different take that I didn't even consider. Like maybe something's watching me. I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
I was more confused.
Yeah. What if it was like a weird like Donnie Darko wormhole thing? What if it was you from the future being like, what's he doing here? And then you go.
Oh
and
yeah,
like,
see, I don't know. That's even different.
You like poke your head in, but then it looks like a triangle.
Like
to you.
me monitoring myself from the future. That's a nice way of thinking about it.
Well, you know, people always say like orbs, right? When they get orbs and stuff in their photos. I mean, triangle, orb. Maybe you'll see a square next time.
Yeah, see, I've heard those orb stories and like artifacts showing on cameras.
Yeah.
Straight black triangle.
I wonder how many other people out there have seen triangles, huh?
Is that a PlayStation?
Oh yeah, it is.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got my PlayStation earrings on.
Triangle.
She has
a triangle
Oh my God, no way.
earring.
How appropriate. It's a triangle
from
PlayStation.
From a PlayStation controller.
I didn't even think about that. Whoa. I just thought about putting on earrings that weren't dangling because it was cold. Next time we could do like scary games and we're snacking too. What's your number one?
Scary game?
Yeah.
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame. After I played Silent Hill, right? I was like, I gotta find a game like just as good.
So you have, all you have is a camera and you take pictures of ghosts.
I just realized this is our life. I really hope I don't see like a real ghost like through a camera, but you know.
That would be so scary.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm not inviting it. Nope, I'm not inviting it. I'm like not inviting it.
You remember watching Goosebumps?
No.
Or are you afraid of the dark?
That's what everyone says.
You ever saw that?
No.
On Nickelodeon?
I read Goosebumps and I thought it was not scary at all.
So you thought, are you afraid of the dark? Same thing?
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not gonna watch it.
There's an episode that reminds me of this. It's another camera thing.
Really?
I believe he finds the camera, but he notices the picture he takes and like develops. He starts to notice this one artifact in all the pictures. Just one, like really, really small. Throughout the episode, he starts to examine that little artifact even more.
Okay.
He gets like a microscope and he sees it's like the symbol for like the devil.
Nope. Are you freaking kidding me?
Like it's like a ghoul or like some type of devil, and like it's in all his pictures.
Was this for children?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
So it was on Nickelodeon, so
yeah,
it was
that's messed up.
I guess from 8 to 13.
Nah, dude, that's not cool. You wanted ube hopia, right?
I'm a big fan of it. It's a small snack. It's not too sweet. It usually comes in a pack of like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
so you have like a bunch for later on.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a bad one.
Really?
Ever, yeah. And they have different variations of it too. Like I think there might be a red bean one.
Yep.
This one here we have is ube.
Mm-hmm.
And every bakery that you get them at is always going to be a little bit different.
And you got your coffee with it?
I'm ready for my coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready to let you even dunk a little bit.
Yeah, you
Dunk
could.
action.
I bought some Suman, right? So this white one, my mom made like literally last night. You can make it with cassava, you can make it with glutinous rice. So the one that my mom made here, the white one, it has coconut and cassava. So cassava kind of gets like glutinous. So then she steamed it, and this is like fresh, like legit last night she made this. And then this is ube suman, and this one is all sticky rice, and my mom got this from the store.
All right, so we're going in for the, what do you call this again? I already forgot the name.
Oh, it's suman.
Suman.
Yes.
This is it right here. Let me try it first.
Yeah. Have you never had it before?
I've had it before.
Okay.
Definitely had it before.
Because it's familiar, huh, when you have it? Yeah.
It kind of has that mushy rice texture.
Yes.
It's good.
It's so good, right?
It's really goes down easy.
Yep.
Probably great with coffee too.
You came prepared. I brought orange juice and orange carrot juice, and it's like sweet on sweet.
This is delicious, by the way.
Really?
I love this.
I'm glad you like it.
I can't eat too much of that, but
Because it's rice.
it's a lot of rice.
It's sticky rice.
Isn't there's a bunch of sugar in there too, right?
There's a ton of sugar in there.
Coconut milk?
Coconut milk.
God, Filipinos don't play. We love our sweets, and if we can make it sweet, we're gonna make it sweeter.
So mung-bean, or like beans, we turn that sweet. Rice, we turn that sweet. Avocados, we turn that sweet. Remember?
Avocado, chopped up avocado, milk,
Yes.
sugar.
Yes. He
Yeah.
eats balut too, so we got some more food adventures to do together.
That's more savory, but I'd have that
Yeah.
for breakfast if I could every day.
Oh yeah, it's way better than a normal egg.
Yes, definitely more flavor.
It's more flavorful. It has the soup that comes with it.
Oh, the
I don't
juice.
know why everyone's hating on it.
It's the juice.
Oh. The kind of movies that I watched when I was younger, like, do you know The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Okay, so The Exorcist was remastered back in early 2000s. My grandparents took us to the theaters. I asked my grandpa, I said, is this a scary movie? And he said no. It's literally just me and my sister, my grandma, my grandpa, and we're sitting there, and there's only 2 other people in the theater, and you just see like Linda Blair's face, like possessed, scratched up, messed up, like big screen. And I just remember being like, I was like 9 or 10.
Did you like it? Were you scared?
I was shook. Like, I'm still shook. I still get nightmares sometimes every once in a while, like of her face in my dreams up to this time. Like, after I watched that movie, I probably had a nightmare like almost every single day when I would just see her face because it was so big. It was so big in the theater.
So scary. Like just the
messed up.
images of like her crawling on
No,
her
no, no,
back
no.
down the stairs, like ah.
I would have dreams of her like being in the corner of my room. In the Philippines, my grandpa owned like all these businesses, and we went to one building and we went to the very top floor. We visited, we were saying, hi, okay, bye. We go to the elevator. But here's the thing in the Philippines, right? There are some floors that are pitch black. Like, you're not gonna have the electricity on. So I remember we were going down the elevator, and my grandma, my aunt, my 2 aunts were chatting. They're just like, blah, 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 blah. And then the elevator opens, it stops on a floor, it opens, and it was pitch black. And then they shut up. Like, they were not talking at all. And then I was just like, well, what happened, right? And I was looking, and I saw nothing. I saw just darkness. And then the elevator closed. And once it started going down, my aunt started going, oh my God, did you see that? And then I was like, what happened? And then from what I picked up, they were saying that they saw a woman walk out this way and then turn and look at them when they were in the elevator and just did a stare down. I guess the woman was like completely white, like completely pale, all white, which in the Philippines, you would call that a white lady, right? And she just had a stare down at them until the elevator closed. And that's why they were so quiet. They bolted out of the building, and I was like running out like, oh, this is so fun. Like, I remember that day because it was so weird to just hear them like shut up because they talk a lot, right? Like, I just see nothing but black, and they had seen this lady. Like, all 3 of them saw that lady. I didn't see anything.
And you looked in the same direction.
I was looking. I still remember the elevator, and I still remember very dark, like blackness, right?
Maybe you weren't meant to see her
I don't think so.
yet.
I don't really want to ever see her. I think like they invite that stuff, you know? Like you invite that kind of stuff into like, if you want to see it, you can, but I'm like...
Have you ever used the Ouija board?
No.
You've never used one?
No.
What?
Have you?
Yeah.
No, hell no.
When I did, it was with my friends back in the day. One thing I learned right away is that you use white candles.
Oh, interesting.
Don't use red candles.
For what?
When you use the Ouija board.
Okay.
I guess that it just opens the door to nice.
What if it was actually red, but someone painted it white on the outside?
Then we're. It might have been like 4 or 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely were able to get 2 hands each on the little thing that you're supposed to use, and it just started moving by itself. It's like, is there a spirit here? It was daytime. We had everything closed, and obviously we had the white candle, and we were just all in the rooms, and it would move to Y, E, and then S. We're like, what's going on? What? Are you a girl or a boy?
Mm-hmm. I prefer not to self-identify.
It was just that though.
Okay.
It was just like us like going like this, and it was cool. It was fun. I think we only did it either once or twice. I just remember not thinking anything of it. Just like, oh, that's cool. I was able to do a Ouija board. That was awesome. Don't do red candles, do white candles. But that was fun. That was cool.
That's it?
That was it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we didn't do too much with it.
I think you're the first person I've heard of with an Ouija board story that wasn't like that. There were no consequences after.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've had sleep paralysis, but I don't know if that's a consequence.
My family has an insane Ouija board story. They would like summon these spirits, right? And my grandpa, he was like, you don't talk to these beings, right? Because you don't know if they're telling you the truth. And I don't know about any candles they're burning. All I know is they use the glass. They use a crystal glass.
Oh.
And they call it spirit of the glass, right? So they don't use the triangle, they use a crystal glass because they say it's just very pure and you can like channel a lot of energy using it. It's bougie. Bougie Ouija. Yeah. They were talking to like a demon. It was like my dad, my aunt, both my aunts.
A demon.
Well, okay, they didn't know that at first.
God.
So that's why my grandpa said, do not talk to these things, right? At first they were talking to it was friendly, right? And it said its name was Yemen. So I remember the first time I saw Yemen on the map, I was thinking of like the demon. And they're just asking fun stuff like who likes me, silly like teenage stuff. I guess one night they were playing and they were like, oh, it's time to go. It got aggressive. Yemen got aggressive. And it was saying, if you leave, I'm going to possess one of you.
No, it spelled it out.
Yeah, it was, in whatever, Tagalog or whatever, like it told them that and they got scared. So they took their hand off the glass and they said the glass just shattered, right? And they were so scared.
It shattered?
It shattered.
In front of them?
In front of them.
They just let go? They just didn't touch
because they
it.
ran away. They went like that and they ran away. And I guess one of the helpers around the house, so they asked her to go clean it up. Because they were not gonna go back in there and touch it. They felt like playing with that Ouija board, like they kind of opened something up to be like, let's invite all the freaking spirits in the house, Like maybe there's some nice ones, but I've heard some pretty bad ones, like pushing people down the stairs, locking doors, pretending to call from upstairs. They would pretend to be my grandma and grandpa calling upstairs to bring something to them, but my grandparents were in the US, stuff like that, right?
Oh.
So that's why I'm like, you did not mess with an Ouija board. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they were lighting red candles. Maybe that's why they didn't tell me.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's freaky. I did not have that experience, and I think I'm glad I didn't mess around with it too much.
Maybe you're just like, you didn't think much about it, right? Like,
try not to.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like you. It's like, I don't want to really invite whatever that is. I have a feeling like if you're really open to the religion of learning like all there is about the history of it, you kind of open yourself to like possibilities of...
Okay, so earlier you mentioned sleep paralysis. I have a gnarly story. I want to hear your story. If you're like an entrepreneur and you're like lacking sleep and you're like super stressed, you're gonna get sleep paralysis at one point in your life. Right?
I've had it multiple times.
Same.
I don't know what causes it. I think it has to do with like being tired or stressed because when sleep paralysis happens to me, it's in that very moment in between awake and right before you dip into like deep sleep. My worst sleep paralysis experience in the moment where you're in paralysis. You literally cannot move, you're stuck, but your eyes are like kind of open. Mine were kind of open.
So you can see stuff.
I guess, yeah. I can see a little bit.
Okay.
I knew I was in paralysis because in my mind I was like, oh, I can't move, I can't move at all. And when this happens, my breath gets shorter and shorter. And then I start to feel like a presence in the room. And the only way to get out of this is to like really like force yourself to like move and then take a deep breath. And I started seeing one figure, one dark black figure as like, I guess a person. And then I saw two, and then I saw three, and these are like at the foot of my bed. And they're coming closer. Two on this side, three on this side. I started to feel pressure on my body in like certain parts, like my neck, my chest, my hips. It felt like these things were hitting me with baseball bats.
Really?
I felt like pressure here, 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 like throughout my body. And I woke up, they were gone. I was out of sleep paralysis. I was like,
that's gnarly. Did you shake yourself awake? Is that what?
Yeah, it almost feels like I'm suffocating.
Yeah.
At one point. And so I know I need to force myself to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And that'll like, I'm like free.
Good tips for next time if I ever get
For anyone that has sleep paralysis, I feel like that's what they need to do.
Dang, so you got beat up by a bunch of ghost dudes. Their triangle friend summoned them to go beat you up with baseball bats.
Maybe they're just messing with me. This is delicious.
It's interesting that you thought of dudes beating you with baseball bats. Is it a fear of yours? Interesting.
Getting beat up and feeling helpless.
Okay.
Multiple people against me, that sucks. I'm sure that's a fear for everyone, you know?
Not the first thing off the top of my head, but yeah. My sleep paralysis story is that I was in my dorm room, right? It was freshman year. I was lucky enough to get the 4-person one, but we get 2 rooms. So we got a room for all of our tables, and then we got a separate room where our bunk beds were there. All my roommates were gone except for me. So I was by myself, and I kept the light on in the second room because I was scared. And so the door was closed and you can see like a lining, right, of light. And I slept on the second bunk. So when I lie down and I go like this, you can see the light like coming from the crack of the door. So what I saw is the door, and then I saw the door open and close. And I saw one of my previous roommates come in, but her hair was all over her face like this. And she's like walking towards me. And then dude, she climbs up like slowly. She goes like this. And then she starts, once she got to the top bunk, she starts crawling towards me, her hair in her face. She crawls towards me and she says, Janelle, I have a secret to tell you. But she says it very quietly, like whispers, like, Janelle, I have something to tell you. And then she crawls next to my ear, and then I hear and then it goes louder, and then I shake awake, and then my whole body is shaking. She was gone, but I was in bed and I was shaking, and I felt this pressure on my chest and I couldn't breathe. I felt like kind of like a vibration, like tingling all over my body, so from the top of my head out to my toes, and then I feel this pressure getting off of me. And I just like closed my eyes again, right? Woke up like 4 hours later, like super early.
You went back to sleep.
Yeah, I went back to sleep, and then once I woke up, grabbed on myself, ran out the door.
The figure that you saw climbing up on your bed, did you ask her anything like, hey, do you have something to tell me? Do you know anything that I don't know, maybe?
So we were
I had a
close.
dream about you.
Or you were a freaking monster. So back in like the olden days, right? They would blame it on this creature called a succubus.
Is that
incubus.
A lady?
Yeah. So maybe it's incubus. They sit on you, like people feel a heavy pressure on their chest. That's where like that legend comes from, because you feel all that stuff. We know it's sleep paralysis, but people back then, like medieval times, were probably talking about like, it's an incubus or it's a succubus. So that's where that whole thing came from. Because I was reading up on it, right? I was like, let me just make sure I wasn't like trying to, like, no one was trying to possess me, like in my dorm room, you know?
Maybe.
Have you seen The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
I have.
Okay, yes. She was in her dorm room. Yeah, I was like, I was watching, I was like, oh, this is a little close to home.
Whoa.
Freaky,
That
huh?
was so scary. I hate that.
Well, good thing we're doing this in the daytime.
Yes, and with delicious snacks.
I know, to distract us.
So good.
So good, it's scary. Well, thanks for sharing your story, Josh.
Thanks
I
for
hope you
having me.
enjoyed.
Thanks for the snacks.
If you need any pro videography and photography work, you hit up Josh. What's your Instagram? Please tell them.
J_SUGY. J Sugi.
That was our very first Paranormal Snacktivity. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.